who is Takura. I would say that Takura is a poet and a conscious Rastaman, right? A farmer, you know, a Jamaican, or otherwise an African living in Jamaica, is what I'm saying. Takura is an African living in Jamaica, you know, and one of the runaway slaves. See, Takura is one of those runaway slaves from those time until this time, right? And you know, we run away and we keep ourselves on the running, you know, trying to run back to the motherland, which is Africa. And in trying to do that, what we do, we create that African awareness wherever we are or wherever we go. You know, so we are the runaway slaves. We are not the conformed slaves. We are not the ones that sit on the ship and sail peacefully across the world. No, we are the ones that disrupt the slave master, seeing and want the ship to crash or turn over on the way. That's what I'm saying. So I would say Takura is a poet that is trying to make a change for the poets and also himself, and you know, and not just a poet but a farmer and a poet. See, I like to let people know that, you know, and try to create a cultural landscape or a cultural environment wherever we find ourselves in this time. You know, so whether it is in Jamaica or whether it is in Africa, wherever Takura is, Takura will remain this entity that is trying to organize and centralize the people, just like what Marcus Garvey did, Malcolm X, and all these great people that we see in our time as heroes, you know?
All right.
So maybe that answer your question, you know?
All right, I will come back to you being a farmer, but first things first, you won the MUTABARUKA Award for Best Poet Spoken Word Entertainer at IRAWMA 2023.
Right.
Take us through the moment.
Yes.
Take us through the moment you heard you were the winner. What does this mean to you?
What it means to me to win the IRAWMA MUTABARUKA Award for Best Poet. IRAWMA is International Reggae and World Music Awards, you know, and this award has been going on for 40 years, right? And it was first established in Chicago, in the United States, and IRAWMA has been in Jamaica for about 4 to 5 years now. I think this is their actual, like, their third or fourth stage in Jamaica, right?
Yes.
So for them now to recognize my work and the effort that I've put in as a poet and giving me this honor of, you know, the MUTABARUKA Award for Best Spoken Word Artist, I feel great, I feel good, I feel honored, and I say thanks to IRAWMA, and you know, and thanks to everyone that voted and make it happen. And it just shows that, you know, once you put the work in and try to develop the art form, you know, and not just try to take away from the art form, but more try to develop and try to create the art form, then, you know, someone gonna see, someone gonna recognize it. See, so IRAWMA Award is a recognition of the work that Takura has done, you know. So we know with confidence that, you know, once I've been nominated for an award, I'm looking with confidence to win, meaning that, because I know that people who wanna nominate you or place you in categories and stuff like that, they wanna place you based on the work that you're doing, right? And I know that I'm doing a work within the poetry landscape now that no one else is doing. Is what I'm saying, and not just the fact that no one else is doing, but I'm doing it in such a way that, you know, people like it, and it is very outstanding, you know. So the fact that it is outstanding then outstanding awards are going to be attracted to the work that we are doing. And it also shows that, we the poets must continue to do our work, because the work will not go unnoticed and the work is not going in vain. It's what I'm saying. You might not be getting well paid like a lot of our other artists, but the work is being recognized. The work is doing what the work is supposed to be doing, and it will give you that payday one day. And I'm confident that, what I'm doing with the art farm, with the poetry in Jamaica, I host the annual poetry festival in Jamaica, which is This Poem, Words and Agro Festival. And it's the last Sunday in April each year. We're trying to make it now into a weekend festival rather than a one-day festival, right?
Yeah.
And This Poem, Words and Agro Festival, we have featured all the poets that people know in Jamaica. I've been on our stage. If not all poets in Jamaica, but most of the poets in Jamaica, right? I've been on This Poem, Words and Agro Festival, and we give thanks to the Most High that, we could be a part of this, and also witnessing the evolution and the growing and growth of poetry in Jamaica. Is what I'm saying. And we did not do it single-handedly, but we do it with people who support people like Miss Elise Kelly, who use her radio program, radio shows to establish, poetry in Jamaica and the diaspora and the world. We give thanks to people like those who support and contribute their effort and energy towards establishing platforms in Jamaica that poets like myself can go and speak, so that people can hear us, that we can even be qualified to be nominated for something like a prestigious award like IRAWMA. We know that last year, the last IRAWMA MUTABARUKA award went to my brethren there, which is what is his name again? Takura, yeah. He was the last winner for the MUTABARUKA award. So it's good that the award went to Zimbabwe, and then it come back to Jamaica. That's a beautiful thing, and we give thanks that, we can have this award in common. However, I've won this award before, because actually this is my third IRAWMA win. This is the third time I'm winning an IRAWMA award. I've won the MUTABARUKA award in 2020. I think it was in 2020, but I didn't receive the plaque up until now. I still don't receive the plaque, but I know I'm the winner, right? And in 2021, I also won the award for most cultural educational entertainer from IRAWMA. See, so and in that IRAWMA, it was Capleton, MUTABARUKA, Kabaka Pyramid, Anthony B, and Takura, and I came victorious with the award at that time. So it is this IRAWMA win now is my third IRAWMA win, right? It's the third for Takura, and we're looking forward to more IRAWMA, because we keep putting in the work, and we're putting in the exemplary work that people like, the IRAWMA team that does the thing. They see the exemplary work that I and I been putting in, and because of the exemplary work, then we get that reward, and we get the reward on behalf of all the poets who are putting in their work and their effort. This award is really in celebration of our work, not just Takura work, but the work of poets, across the world. So we give thanks.
So, winning your third award, how does that feel, knowing that you are a third-time winner? And how did you manage to do so? How do you manage to win those awards? And what do you think of poetry and other competing poets? You know, you do have other poets that are competing. What do you think of them?
Yeah, you see, first, I don't see myself as a competing poet, you know.
Okay.
I don't feel like I'm competing with anyone. I just see myself as a person just doing what I should be doing,
Okay.
just doing my poetry, and the poetry being rewarded or awarded based upon those that see it fit to make it be awarded. So I don't really see myself in a competition with the next poet. I don't see myself like that. I'm just doing my work. I'm just doing poetry. I'm just doing what I'm supposed to do. You know, so I'm in zero competition. My only competition is the Takura that is in the mirror. Seeing the Takura that I was last year, the Rastakura that I was before. That's my only competition. I don't really see myself within a competition. So regardless of the fact that we're getting awards, I don't really see myself competing. It's what I'm saying. I don't see that. You know?
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I'm thankful for the award, but I don't see myself competing.
Okay. All right. We move on to the next person. You are also a farmer. I would like to know what came first. Is it farming or poetry? And as a farmer, what do you mainly specialize in growing and why?
All right. What came first, the poetry or the farmer? It was both, you know. It was both because if you remember when they asked Bob Marley, how did he start out singing? Bob Marley's response was that he started out crying. Right? He started out crying. So crying was his first line of singing. See? So if I should say what come first, is it the poetry or the farming? I would say both of them come together. Because I was born on a farm, seeing, and from me born, we have been talking through screaming and through, you know, the same crying as Bob Marley said. You know, so the farming and the poetry start the same time for us. Takura. Is what I'm saying, and both of them go hand in hand as we grow and understand myself and understanding our environment. Because farming is basically a way how to, you know, understand your environment. You know, how to just put back the seeds in the soil. You know, just still the soil and put back the seeds in the soil, because that's what the basic principle of agriculture is, you know?
Yes.
Yeah.
So, what do you mainly specialize in when you're farming? What do you mainly grow and why?
All right. Okay, and why? I really like to grow pumpkin, and I like to grow plantains. See, I like to grow. I recently I'm now into, you know, the experimenting growing cannabis. This is what I'm saying, because I consume a lot of ganja. Since as a person that consume ganja, I just see it as one of the things that I would like to just continuously growing, so I can produce my own supply. Since so, you know, I grow different vegetable crops like callaloo. You know, I like to grow those vegetables that I eat. So what I'm saying, I like grow my own peppers, my own tomatoes. Is what I'm saying, and you know, we've been experimenting, and not experimenting, but we've been growing different tree crops. We've been planting our 1 and 2, you know, we've been planting avocado, we've been planting akis, you know, yeah, so, but the main consistent thing that Rastakura grow is pumpkin, seeing, and planting. That's my 2 favorite crop to grow. You know, if anyone should ask, see, yeah.
Okay, so
but oh no, hold on. I need to finish this part of the conversation, because one of the main focus though for Rastakura as a farmer and a poet is to establish the idea of heirloom seeds exchange, of seeds exchange within the human community and in Jamaica and the diaspora in particular. You know, we advise farmers to save their natural seeds, their third generation seeds, you know, and practice seeds exchange within the human community. And that's also one of the reasons why we host the annual This Poem Words and Agro Festival. We host this festival and use it as a catalyst to invite farmers to bring their natural seeds, you know, and practice seeds exchange. You know, because we see this now as one way of preserving natural, clean food, you know, for the future generation. You know, as a stand against, you know, genetically modified seeds, genetically modified foods, right? So we think that by saving traditional seeds, natural seeds, heirloom seeds, then farmers of the future will have access to clean seeds and clean food for natural heirloom agriculture.
Okay. Yes. Do you have an example of a piece you wrote in relation to farming as part of your poetry?
Yes, I do.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I do. I have a couple pieces. My album Food War is available on YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
And it have a lot of content that speak about food security, you know, the food war in itself, you know, make your food your medicine be your food, you know, and plus we have a book of poems, which is an anthology of poems that is coming out very soon, and the title of the book is entitled Heirloom Seeds Exchange, right? The title of the book is entitled Heirloom Seeds Exchange, and that is also a poem that is telling you about the importance of saving natural seeds and exchanging seeds. So yes, I do have poems that focus on, you know, food security.
All right. And another question is, what is your message to the people in regards to farming? You know, these days, the generation don't like farming. But what is your message? How well do you think poetry can contribute to the well-being of food security?
All right. My thing towards farming is that it's the most important thing. Agriculture is the most important thing.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm saying this because food security or food insecurity is very serious, and we need to be able to feed ourselves in the human community.
Mm-hmm.
And the best way to do that is that each individual has to start the practice of growing something, right? Growing some form of food, some type of food that you like. You need to start to think about planting seeds. You know, plant not 2 or 3 different type of seeds. Plant 2 trees in a backyard, right? Mm-hmm. Plant your own vegetable. So my take towards proper food security is that everyone should get in the activity of doing some form of farming, or at least build a relationship with your farmers, right? Mm-hmm. Build a relationship with your farmers and ensure that the food that you're getting is clean food and it is free from all agricultural, industrial pesticides and insecticides, because the pesticides and insecticides that are used on the crops, they are also detrimental to human, right? So we have to also be aware of that. So we have to get clean food and clean agricultural practices, right? And it's so we will have natural, heirloom, traditional foods.
All right. So how do you think poetry can contribute to the well-being of food security?
All right. So, or poetry, because poetry is an international language, Like when I speak a poem like Food War. In a food war, you do have no scare. All you have is food, and you win from your begin. Confident through agriculture, sustain the economy. So poetry is such an international language, and when you have an international language and the language is speaking bringing a particular message, then it will definitely attract a certain type of people, right? And when you have a language that will attract a certain type of people, then if you plant the message within the language, then you will have the people gradually follow it. Because even of myself, Takura, I'm not the biggest poet. I'm not the poet that have the most followers on Facebook or YouTube or etc. But what I know, wherever I go and I set my stage up, people turn up. You know, people turn up and support my move and support my show. You know, whether it is in the US, whether it is in Africa, whether it is in Jamaica, wherever I go, you know, people turn up to see my presentation. So I know that what I'm doing is reaching people, and people are responding. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So let's talk about global warming and war. These are some of the causes of food insecurity. As a poet and a farmer, what do you think should be done in order to curb this food insecurity?
What we should do to curb food insecurity? I would say the same answer to the question. We need to plant more food. We need more people to be involved in the plant and cultivation of the food, and as the people can become more food independent, right? That each person, because the thing about it, everyone don't have to plant the same thing, right? But everyone can be planting something, and the best thing to plant is something that you eat, something that you like to consume, right? So the idea is to have more people farming, more people indulging in agriculture, more people who have land to let their land be occupied by agricultural farming, not industrial farming, but you know, sustainable, subsistent farming. Something to feed the family, something to feed you, even for 1 or 2 meals. Is what I'm saying. So that's the best step towards, you know, that healing of food security from the ground. Is that more people need to get involved, and less people looking at it as something not too beautiful to do.
Okay. Then when it comes to poetry and farming, do you have any regrets? If so, please elaborate.
No, I don't have any regrets in regard to poetry and farming, and no regret at all about anything. You know, and poetry and farming even become more a formula for us Takura. Now that, you know, I'm doing my annual poetry festival, the Spoken Words and Agro Festival, which is a poetry and agro industrial enterprise festival. It is an agro-industrial festival, and we only see the festival getting bigger. We're at the last stage, the 11th stage, and April 30th at the College of Agriculture, Science and Education in Portland, Jamaica, which is my alma mater. So having the festival and doing the poetry, you know, putting out the albums, putting out the books, and consistently writing, you know, we know that we will overcome, and we know that the people who we are trying to reach, we are going to reach them. We just have to be more consistent and continue to do the great things that people are gravitating towards, that people are expecting from us, you know. So, you know, we're doing the right thing. We're doing the right thing by continuing to do the right things, and also creating the festival and creating the different energies that will energize the people to act.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
Then you've been talking about not competing against anyone, right? So my
Right.
question is Africa is a developing continent. What message do you have
Right.
for fellow African farmers and poets at large? And how best can they utilize their talents? We don't want people who compete. So, how best can they utilize their talents?
Well, I mean, I'm not saying that we don't want people to compete. But I have myself. I don't feel like I need to compete. Is
Mm-hmm.
what I'm saying. But some people need that. Some people need that in order to grow. And at different stages of your life, you need different things.
Mm-hmm.
So some people need that. Some stage of your life you need that. But what Africa need is what all of us need, and what what we need, and it is also what we're doing now. Communicating, having dialogues, making plans, making connections, right? Making proposals.
Mm-hmm.
Like for instance, right? I would like to take this festival to your country. I would like to take it to Zimbabwe. Right? I would like to take this Poem Words and Agro Festival to Zimbabwe.
Mm-hmm.
So I would like for us to organize and make it happen, right? Because this is what we can do to grow the poetry community. By poets moving around, doing events, and sharing their ideas and sharing their way of doing things. So I would like to take this festival to Zimbabwe.
Wow.
And we do a partnership and present this festival to the people.
All right,
That they bring the festival with the poetry and bring the heirloom seeds exchange idea into Zimbabwe in a nice venue. Invite the people to come out and support and keep the ball rolling.
Wow.
That's the first thing that we need to do.
Mm-hmm.
And keep a continuous dialogue with what is happening here in Jamaica and this Poem Words and Agro Festival and what is happening there in Zimbabwe, because it is an important thing that we can dialogue and we can communicate. And once we can communicate, then whatever we want to manifest, then we can communicate it into manifestation.
All right. Wow. we will definitely organize that. And
Yeah, I would love that.
Yeah, and so is there anything that you would like to share with the people, especially Africans? I'm an African too, so I would like to know what can you say to us as Africans?
Well, what can I say? I can say, Africa people, let us continue to love ourselves. Let us continue to embrace ourselves. Let us continue to communicate and dialogue and build friendships, build relationships, build organizations. Let us build that connection. Let us keep a regular dialogue, a regular communication, so we can build a greater African community wherever the Africans are on the face of the earth. Let us continue to build that unity, build that energy, build that vibration, this thing that keeps us together. That's what I'm saying. Keep building this thing that make I feel like I want to be in Zimbabwe. The thing that make you feel like you want to be in Jamaica. Let us keep this dialogue, and not just keep the dialogue, but also create means and ways of making these things happen. Creating platforms, creating festivals, creating events that will take the people to the different places, to Zimbabwe. As I said, I am ready, and I would love to take this festival to Zimbabwe, host it in Zimbabwe, so we can have a version of this festival there. Invite the people, invite farmers to come with their seeds, and we trade seeds. you know.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what Takura would like to leave on the mind of the people, you know.